Okay, what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. Prespinster Femininity. I'm gonna try to be as fair as I can from a male perspective because it's not about really throwing y'all under the bus or something. Some of y'all get too sensitive, but no, that's not what this is. I see this happen as I get older, where women aren't really spinsters, but they may be in a mid mid to late 30s, maybe even early 40s to mid 40s, and they touching on Spencer Lane, and they're trying to do all the things that to attract a man that they should have done or should have known how to do when they were in their 20s and maybe early 30s. And part of the problem is, you know, ladies getting their feelings about guys saying, you gave the wrong guys your best years. And I'm gonna break some of that down so you can understand this. If you're a woman listening, I got mostly guys listen to this, so some of y'all gonna know where I'm going with this, anyways. Um, the thing about it is this: you're not believable as a pre-spinster because you were warned that being too being too unladylike was gonna be a bad idea, that it wasn't attractive. You were warned that being overly self-absorbed and selfish and self-centered was gonna not work with men. You were warned that your sexuality didn't put you above a man. You were warned that um, you're not you're not the same. You're a woman and he's a man. You're not the same, but coming together, y'all makes a perfect union in a sense. You were warned that you need to respect that man's time just like you want him to respect yours. You need to respect manhood, masculinity, and a person you quote unquote say you like, instead of trying to use your sexuality to use men. And what happens is a lot of you ladies were using guys. Y'all wanted to be treated. You looked at men as tools for your own egos. I'm gonna get this men. They make me feel important by taking me out and spoiling me. And it's kind of like, in some ways, for some of you fatherless ladies, you used men in your 20s and maybe even 30s to spoil you in a way your daddy never did, without taking into consideration that your intentions were horrible. And so you shouldn't complain about guys' intentions being horrible to you, because you used them for money, and then in turn they use you for your body, because your bargaining chip at the time was your sexuality. So to act like it wasn't is disingenuous. And I'm saying that I'm laying it down early to get to the point. Um, but in some of y'all in that time, you got pregnant, or you married a guy, and then when you hit a certain age, you got tired of him, you got divorced. Uh, you like somebody enough to be with them for the good times, but when things got rough for them, you didn't want them. You didn't want them no more. If it wasn't perfect, you didn't want them no more. And then over those years, and some of you didn't have children, and some of you didn't get married, but you used your sexuality as long as you could to you know extend your, I guess, spoiling of yourself at somebody else's expense. And this is where it hits, because somewhere along the line, I think it starts when the attention starts dying down. Because for one, men, as we get older, we're not blinded by your beauty anymore. So you can still be as beautiful as you was at 22 that you was at 32, but we're not blinded no more. It's like, yeah, you fine, okay. And you realize that, uh-oh, so let me holler at somebody else. And then you hit that stage where it doesn't matter who you talk to, they're not blinded by your beauty because they've got some life experience. So now you got some of these quote unquote cougars and milfs. They going younger. They're not going younger because they're looking for something real. They're going younger for that youthful sexual attention that they got with people doing sucker stuff for them because they're blinded by their beauty and they're bargaining their sexuality, not anymore for financial gains, but now it's just for attention. So now once again, you bargain your sexuality for money and attention young, and then you got older and you really ain't gonna get the money anymore because the guys you dealing with are smarter and they're not willing to part. They're not willing to take you out and do things with you because of the way you come off. They know something that they jig is up. So now you're dating younger, so you can get that quote unquote attention over the money because your taste is really out of their league because you're dating younger men for the most part. So you're a pre-spinster. And now your kids are getting grown and they teenagers. And now it's like, yo, I want to have a man in my life. Which is part of the reason why a lot of guys, when women get older, aren't getting married to y'all. They're not committing to y'all like that. Because see, here's the problem. So many of you ladies, you didn't want to have a man in your life to help you raise your kids properly or to even be a blended family so two people could be parents off of each other. But you want to have a man now that your kids close to grown and out the house because you need company because you want it to be all about you. Because let's be honest, when you was mama, it was all about you. That's part of being the cat lady. Everybody, all the cats love me. It's the empty nest syndrome. And now because you're on the cusp of being at an age that you're old enough to know that you don't really want to have an empty nest, now you want to be feminine. Now you want to be nice. Now you want to work with somebody. But see, you don't have the bargaining chip of your youth or beauty as you did back in the day. And worse than that, you're still trying to get yourself out of the old mindset of being unladylike because you may have been beautiful or more beautiful when you were younger, but you was an asshole. And you're still fighting with your old asshole tendencies, and now you're dealing with older men who could peep your struggle and your asshole tendencies and can see what it looks like when you're trying to cover it up because you're trying to look good long enough to reel him in. But he knows better now. And a lot of you ladies I'm gonna go back to school. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show like I'm important. And y'all already know that don't mean nothing to a guy. You know, we don't care how many degrees you went back to school for. We don't care, how many promotions you got. We don't care how many trips you went on. We don't care about you and your girlfriends and all the concerts and how you feel like you just got it going on. We don't care because you're not good company. And when you realize that you're not good company, then you realize you have the things you have to do to be good company. And unfortunately, your femininity doesn't come off as genuine and sincere for the most part. You know, so that's why I said it's pre-spinster femininity because what's happening is some of you ladies are genuinely trying to be women that you probably weren't even taught to be. Truth be told. And now you're trying to teach yourself how to be a lady when you were taught to be um, some amalgamation of an opportunistic woman who wanted to be a woman when it was convenient and a man when it was convenient, and it was a complete turn off to men. But I say that to say, when you do that, now is that struggle versus the fact that you're seeing the finish line coming where you just might be by yourself for the rest of your life because you don't play well with others. And now you're fighting a battle of time and of self, and you're kind of losing on both ends because the guy has nothing to do with that. He can peep it all, but he has nothing to do with that. And because he has nothing to do with that, and you're of an age where you grown as hell, it's looked at differently. Like you got issues. And for men who are older, the last thing they want to do is deal with an older woman with issues, a grown woman with issues. They're gonna, you should be in control of yourself by now. And the fact that you're trying to find your femininity, and sometimes some of y'all's like y'all last hurrah because your body's holding up, but you know it's falling down. You know you coming to that point where it's falling apart. Where that's not what you want. So some of y'all trying y'all best, but we peeping it. And I'm not gonna say all hope is lost. I'm not gonna say that because sometimes life works out perfectly for some people who, when you genuinely um, commit to finding your femininity, you're gonna find the masculine energy that fits it. But when a lot of people are playing the game, and I'm gonna just tell you, you're too old for games. So that Prespinster Femininity, you better, if you do it, you better do it for real, because that's pretty much your last shot. That's just my take on it. I'm out.